Hello, everyone. My name is Cristina Gamboa, and I am the CEO of the World Green Building Council. I am delighted to speak with you at this year's Vietnam Green Building Week. This week represents a fantastic opportunity for the Vietnam Green Building Council and its members to showcase the leadership and progress that's happening across the region. And the work of Vietnam GBC, alongside the World Green Building Council's Asia-Pacific Regional Network, is having a far-reaching impact in bringing sustainable building to the top of the climate agenda. As many of you may know, the World Green Building Council is the largest and most influential action network accelerating the sustainable and just transition of the built environment. We represent a global community of over 75 green building councils and their 46,000 members around the world. This includes 17 green building councils in the Asia-Pacific Regional Network. Together, we drive local action and create the global momentum needed for all people and our planet to thrive. We do this in alignment with the ambitions of the Paris Agreement and the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Our role is to help property and construction markets around the planet to reach tipping points towards decarbonization and regeneration. That means building the right policy, financing, and social environments to deliver more resilient and sustainable built environments. This would not be possible without the support and collaboration of our network of green building councils, including Vietnam GBC. Vietnam GBC is one of the most active in the Asia-Pacific Regional Network and is committed to delivering our shared mission in collaboration with the Vietnamese industry and government, and is a key contributor to several of our steering committees, like the Global Policy Task Force, sharing their valuable insights for others to learn from. We know the scale of the challenge. The building and construction sector accounts for around 37% of energy-related greenhouse gas emissions and over 34% of energy demand globally. That means our industry will need to be a fundamental piece of the climate solution. We need a global approach to tackling climate change, addressing climate resilience, and decarbonizing the built environment. This is where leveraging the power of our network to increase political momentum is an invaluable resource. It began with advocating for the built environment at the UN Climate Summits. This led to a Built Environment Day at COP26 in Glasgow. At COP28, we saw the launch of the Buildings Breakthrough, which calls for near-zero emissions and resilient buildings to be the new normal by 2030, now supported by 28 countries. Followed by the UAE Consensus at COP28, which for the first time calls for a move away from fossil fuels and also includes new specific targets to triple renewables and double the rate of energy efficiency by 2030. Such results essentially represent an unequivocal mandate to decarbonize the building and construction sector. This momentum continued at the Buildings and Climate Global Forum in Paris earlier this year, which concluded with a declaration adopted by representatives of 70 countries agreeing to international cooperation to enable progress towards a rapid, fair, and effective transition of the sector. And now we're taking that momentum and the political mandate forward with our network to focus on how these commitments are being represented in countries' nationally determined contributions, or climate action plans that countries update every 5 years within the Paris Agreement. World GBC is honored to have been selected to lead on the Buildings Breakthrough Priority Action 1, which focuses on standards and certification. We will be working alongside the Global Alliance for Buildings and Construction, or Global ABC, to convene a working group to develop and build consensus on defining the common principles required for delivery of near-zero and resilient buildings. Vietnam GBC is a key contributor of the Asia-Pacific perspective in this effort through their inter-organizational steering committee of the Buildings Breakthrough. We will be communicating the progress of this work and international dialogue at the Ministerial Roundtable on Buildings and Climate in November, in partnership with Global ABC, and in the build-up to the Urbanization, Transport, and Tourism Day at COP29 in Azerbaijan. For such a transformation, we need every country to be part of the transition, in particular Vietnam, as it embraces the multiple benefits of the green and low-carbon economy. Enhanced collaboration now is essential. Vietnam's construction sector is expected to grow by 7.2% every year by 2029. And as urbanization increases, green building offers the crucial solutions for improving productivity in the industry and, crucially, improving the quality of life of all its citizens. We're observing a positive momentum in the adoption of green building practices across residential, office, industrial sectors in Vietnam, which will enable meeting this higher demand through high-quality green infrastructure. It is also estimated that Southeast Asia will require 1.5 trillion to fund the green transition in the next couple of years to meet the 2030 goals. This presents a significant opportunity for green finance and ESG investment to leverage such green transition for securing equitable and just growth across geographies. Most of investments go to the real estate sector, so that is why green and low carbon buildings that secure the outcomes investors are demanding will continue to dominate the development of infrastructure across the world. So, I hope you agree with my appreciation that these are exciting times to be working in the sector, and I'm greatly looking forward to continuing this conversation to keep building the transition together. While we know the journey to sustainability isn't always easy, our network is ready to support industry every step of the way. Throughout the years, we have demonstrated that we can achieve better outcomes when we work together, because there is no issue, stakeholder group, policy, or any other problem holding up the built environment in its sustainability transition. As Vietnam GBC, your members and partners in the value chain are uniting for this Vietnam Green Building Week, just as our network united a few days ago for World GBC's World Green Building Week. And you are demonstrating to the market that the private, public, and financial sectors are already committed to elevating and scaling the solutions needed for a just and regenerative transition. Thank you all for your incredible work. I wish you all the very best and a successful event.